the Expert is brought to you by Auger Hollingsworth Accident and Injury Lawyers.
It is time for Ask the Expert with Auger Hollingsworth. Today, Brenda Hollingsworth is taking your questions about e-scooters and injuries. And you can send them to us, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, and we'll get those questions answered. We've got Brenda Hollingsworth right here with us now with some examples this morning. Good morning to you, Brenda.
Good morning.
You know, I remember when e-scooters came to the downtown core here in Ottawa a few years ago. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun, exciting, great way to get around, scoot around. But I know a lot of people didn't like it. There were some issues here. So we're going to throw out some examples and we're going to go through them and you can give us your legal perspective on the situation. Why don't we do that, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so why don't we take a look here. Now, you're on an e-scooter and you accidentally clip a pedestrian who falls and breaks her ankle. Could you be held responsible? And what insurance is available? Brenda.
Yeah, so absolutely. You're going to be responsible if you hurt someone on an e-scooter. It's just like a vehicle for that purpose. Relating to a pedestrian, you're going to be treated essentially like a vehicle with one big exception. You don't have car insurance, right?
Yeah.
Your car insurance, even if you've got an extended policy, does not apply to you on an e-scooter. So if there are damages to be paid, it's very likely that you're going to be on the hook for them. Now, if you have homeowners insurance or if you have tenants insurance, they might respond because all of those policies have a negligence rider. So if somebody gets hurt and it's your fault because of your negligence, you might be able to go there. A lot of people are surprised, but if you get in trouble with your e-scooter, you're going to your home or tenant insurance first. And not your car insurance.
I did not know that.
People are surprised by that. If you're the injured pedestrian, if you were injured by a car, you would have accident benefits, right? No fault benefits that we all have.
Automatically kicks in.
E-scooter, no accident benefits. So there's no one paying for your physio or your loss of income or any of that unless the scooter rider has insurance or assets. So it's kind of the Wild West in that way. Scooters travel fast. They've got power. People are getting hurt. And there just isn't the kind of regulation that we need, the kind of control, insurance, etc. So it's new. It's developing. It'll probably come or they'll go away. Either they'll solve that problem or they won't last. But at the moment, it's pretty risky to be a pedestrian around those things.
Yeah, okay, so what is the legal definition of an e-scooter, one that has a motor on it that can travel at fairly high speeds?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. As soon as it's powered by something other than you, like, the little scooters that our kids have that they push with their foot. Yeah, kick scooters. We're not talking about those. We're talking about ones that have a battery or I think there's some gas-powered ones too. Which aren't e-scooters, but they're motorized scooters. So that's what we're talking about. There are limits to where you can ride those things. Like, for example, if the road is higher than 50 kilometers an hour speed limit, you're not supposed to have a scooter on it. So the rental ones in the city shouldn't go on that. They should be blocked from going on that. But if you own one or you borrow one from a friend, like, don't be on the big 80 kilometer an hour roads. That is not allowed, and you're going to die. Like, it's just not safe.
Okay. We're back with Ask the Expert and Brenda Hollingsworth. If you want to get in touch with Brenda or Auger Hollingsworth, there's their information on the screen. You can reach them at info@ahinjurylaw.com, and their phone number's up there as well. We're going to continue this conversation with Brenda. And Brenda, like I said before the break here, I wanted to ask you about, you're on an e-scooter that you rented. What's the responsibility of the company? Are you insured automatically when you rent an e-scooter, kind of like when you rent a car, you get that insurance?
Right. Well, you opt into the insurance, right? When you rent a car. There's no opting into insurance here. There is no product right now.
Wow.
So for those rentals, if there was a malfunction of the scooter and you could prove it, you could sue them for that. So for example, if the brakes didn't work. But one thing that we have seen is that when there's an accident, those things get scooped up by the company and taken to the warehouse. Like there's no inspecting it. Nobody's doing a once over. By the time we get called, those scooters have been fixed, right? They do have GPS, so they know how fast you're going. And so sometimes it's scooterist error.
Yes.
You're just going too fast in an area. Maybe it's a hill, maybe it's a pothole-laden area. So I would not count on insurance from the company. Not to say we wouldn't try,
Okay.
but I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, we've got a second scenario for you. Here we go. You're on an e-scooter and you get doored by a parked car on the roadway. Can you get compensation, and from whom?
Right. So this is a scenario. There was actually something circulating on social media this week about this actually happening in Westboro recently. And my view is the driver is 100% at fault for that. Okay. Dooring is a scourge. Dooring is when you open the door into traffic and either a cyclist or a scooterist goes over your door and is typically injured quite seriously. That flying and, there was an incident where somebody flew into traffic and was killed about a decade ago here in Ottawa. So I would say definitely the driver would be responsible for that. And there, because there's a vehicle involved, the scooterist would be entitled to accident benefits and would be able to sue the driver and the driver's car insurance would respond. So just like a bicycle, just like a pedestrian, there the scenario would be really similar to a normal car accident because there's a motor vehicle involved.
Okay. I find that the law lags behind with technology, with new things that come around. It's like the law's sitting there and going, oh, right, okay, e-scooters, okay, now you're renting them, okay, there's this app. Do you think that we're going to get, that the law's going to catch up and, some, like e-scooter share, they're going to have to look into that and then establish new laws behind riding and conducting an e-scooter? Well,
the program in Ottawa is, or at least it has been a pilot project. It is something that they review every year. I think I've heard it's been extended to next year.
You are correct. It has been extended.
But they do collect data. They do look at the data, and hopefully they make some tweaks. I do know that the provincial government has been looking at least relating to e-bikes, and I believe also e-scooters, sort of whether or not there needs to be more regulation or insurance requirements, licensing requirements. So they're looking at it, but the legislative process is not fast, right? People are getting hurt now, and in the future there will probably be something. I mean, right now, if somebody's on a scooter and they hit you and they leave, like there's no license plate you can get, like they're gone, right? So it is very, it's the Wild West right now.
It's the Wild West right now. And there's really nothing that is there anything you can say if you are on an e-scooter as a way to protect yourself legally?
Have tenant insurance or home insurance. Okay. That at least you've got liability insurance.
There you go.
So I would say that's your main tool.
There you go. Brenda Hollingsworth from Auger Hollingsworth. Thank you so much for coming by and talking the ins and outs of e-scooter. Really appreciate that. And if you want to get in touch with Brenda and Auger Hollingsworth, you can send them an email, info@ahinjurylaw.com.